everyone, it's your girl Crystal.
Hey everybody, it's Tanisha.
And welcome to another episode of She Laughs.
I heard you about to say edition.
Right? So, we've gotten a lot of feedback on our last episode. We are glad that you enjoyed. If you have not checked out that episode yet, that was the one where we were talking about John Gray, and it's called Are You a Cover or a Lid?
Yes.
So go back and check it out. So I'm going to let T then bring up this topic.
Today's topic, we are talking about Boaz.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I'm sure all of you women know, not necessarily who Boaz is, but the name is familiar, whether you are saved or not. You have heard of the name Boaz, and I'm assuming that you have also heard of Ruth as well. I'm assuming, because it seems like most of you focus on Boaz. That's the topic.
Boaz. So, yeah, before you ladies hoop and holler and be like, yes, they about to talk about where my blessing coming from.
Yes.
Yeah, we are.
When I'm going to get my man.
When is my Boaz coming? He's not.
Yeah. Oh, wait. What happened?
Oh.
He not?
No, he's not.
Oh.
He ain't. So, yeah, we're about to take a left turn here. So, a lot of women, when it comes to asking for a Boaz, usually it comes in terms of course, marriage. When is my blessing gonna come? Which comes in the shape of a man. And I really just, if some of y'all know, there's that little quote that goes around, until Boaz comes along, don't deal with cheap ass, broke ass, don't want your ass.
It's been many of a preacher has preached on that. Yeah, we know about the ass family.
Yes, to the point where, quite frankly, I'm tired of hearing about Boaz. We use him as a way to say, how can I put it? We cheapen Boaz. That's what we do. And we also, while we're cheapening him, we also put him up on a bigger pedestal than what Boaz is even afforded in the Bible. Because for as much as y'all talk about him, the Bible don't say much about him.
They talk about what clearly is important to all of you who keep mentioning him, and that's the fact that he had money and liked to give it around.
Yes. The Bible actually only mentions a couple of things about Boaz. One, he is... Sorry, y'all. I thought I turned my phone off, but I clearly did not. But that is the person that pays for the bills. So, hey, apologize. I apologize. We'll turn that sucker off right there. Bam. Got it. Anyways, so back to the topic. What the Bible actually does say about Boaz that we know. He is the son of Rahab. A lot of y'all who don't know who that is.
Go ahead and tell them. I'm very certain they don't.
If I'm not mistaken, Rahab owned the prostitute shop. That's...
Rahab was a prostitute. Let me Rahab was a prostitute, so her mama was a prostitute.
She was a whore. Lady of the night. Okay. Let you know where maybe some of his funds came from. There you have it. Family business, possibly. Not only was that, he was rich and he was generous. Those are the three facts that we do know about Boaz. The fourth fact I will get to later. The reason I find it interesting about how much focus that we as women put on Boaz and this mythical pedestal that we have placed him on is, for all cases and purposes, there's not a book in the Bible named after Boaz. The book is named Ruth. Point blank, period. It's named Ruth. For her whole story, it is about her and her journey. And we cheapen her story, we cheapen ourselves when we focus only on the outcome and not how she got there. It was never about him. Matter of fact, she didn't even know he was going to happen.
No, not at all.
She didn't do all of those things that she did to get Boaz.
No, the only thing we know that she did was what Ruth advised her to do. Naomi advised her to do once they were in his company. So, everything that she did up to that point was not for Boaz, and everything she did after that actually wasn't for Boaz
at all. You got to keep in mind what type of woman Ruth was. She definitely was a woman who was not of the faith. She comes from a foreign country. She has already been married and widowed at an early age. And then decides to make a courageous decision, choice, step out on faith, however you want to look at it, to up and leave everything she knows in terms of structure, culture, life systems, everything that she knows, to go to a unknown land with an unknown people just on the strength of her mother-in-law.
Which says a lot about who her mother-in-law was to her in the time that she was married.
Yes. And even on the strength of her mother-in-law, knowing who she was, in the time that she made these choices, her mother-in-law was not in a state of mind where she was fully herself. She was upset. She was angry, to the point where she changed her name because she felt like God had dealt her a serious blow.
Yes.
So even in that state, Ruth still gets up and decides to follow Naomi. And in doing so, just being obedient to her mother-in-law, she goes and she happens upon a field to make sure she's doing her regular thing, to make sure she's taking care of the house and they got food to eat. She's not out saying, I need to get another husband, even though she's young enough to do so. She's not doing any of these other things. She is literally going about her business. And then Boaz comes. So, I'm just going to say, a lot of y'all ain't a Ruth.
Well.
And here's the thing. A lot of y'all are going to be like, what's she mean I'm not a Ruth? You're not supposed to be. You're not a Ruth. Boaz is for a Ruth type person who is full of bravery, who is full of faith, who is full of obedience. That's the type of personality she has. Some of y'all might be an Esther. Out of all the books in the Bible, there is only 2 books named after women. Ruth and Esther.
Yeah.
Now, it's okay if you're not a Ruth. That just means you don't get a Boaz. But you might be an Esther. Or you might be a Sarah. Or you might just be a Crystal.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But y'all hold on and focus on so much of a Boaz because honestly, let's be honest about it. He was rich and he had money.
Yeah. So you're basically saying you want somebody to save you, because most of you who say that look at it in the eyes of Boaz saved Ruth.
Yes. But what if Ruth saved Boaz?
That's exactly it. No one sees it from that point of view. You look at it from, like I said, that she was in dire need, and here goes this man who's benevolent, and he came and rescued her and swept her off her feet and made sure she was okay and provided, and or whatever little fantasy cute little word you want to use. The point is, you're basically saying that she needed rescuing and he was her rescuer, instead of looking at the strength that she already had and the anointing and calling on her to be Boaz's wife. Because he didn't live very long, if I'm not mistaken.
There goes the fourth fact.
He died.
As soon as she had, their son's name was Obadiah. As soon as she had Obadiah, he passed away. His pretty much got married, got pregnant. I'm gone.
Yes,
that's
just
it.
that quick.
So I guess what we really want to bring focus to is how much we as women diminish Ruth, and in essence diminish ourselves as to what it is that we are providing. The Bible, and I hate when I see young women now, especially getting on their knees proposing. We bring the favor.
Yes. We are the gift.
We're the gift. We're not supposed to go looking. He is supposed to find us. That doesn't mean he's out seeking. Sometimes that means God just literally places you two in the same place at the same time, and he opens his eyes
to reveal that you are supposed to be his wife.
That's literally it.
Yeah. He could be very well asleep right now and don't even know it.
Exactly. But we bring the favor, and we diminish ourselves time and time again because we're just like, well, I'm just waiting on the Lord to bless me. He's already blessed you. What you're really waiting on is to be a blessing.
Yeah.
Not to be blessed, but to be a blessing. Because there's only certain things that he is going to be able to accomplish through your anointing, your gifting, and you being at his side. And that's what Ruth and Esther are for. And it literally infuriates me now to even hear the term Boaz. I'll be honest. I get it came from probably a genuine loving place, but we have literally made a mockery and have literally taken the whole purpose of that story and focused it on the outcome. And that's how a lot of you are, not just in relationships, but with anything when God has given you a promise. You focus on the promise, but you're not looking at the process and the type of spirit and the change of heart that it takes to get that outcome. And so you make the outcome and the promise your God.
Because we make it a fairy tale. People have made that that story in the Bible a fairy tale.
Mm-hmm.
They've made it out to be that. So it's easy to make it an idol when you fantasize it.
Yes.
Instead of looking at how is the process going to be? Will I enjoy this process? What am I supposed to be learning in this process? Who am I supposed to be to get to that point? Like you said, we think we're ready right now. I'm ready, Lord, now. You don't know that. You don't, and that doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means that there's some more training that needs to be done.
Yeah. For
you to get there. So when you sensationalize it and make it some big fantasy and a fairy tale, you take the purpose out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the potential out of it.
Yep.
So it's really easy to make it
just
another Christianese thing you say.
And y'all say it a lot. I'm just waiting on my Boaz. I'm just and he's literally, God is like, I've been trying to send you Solomon this whole time, a king of nations. But you are so focused on Boaz that you don't even see the king that I've placed in front of you, because he don't look like what you feel like he should look. Or he don't act like what you feel like he should act. Or sound like. Mm-hmm. Or have the job that you think he should have.
Or have the confidence that you think he should have.
Or he's not at that level. I make more than him. He's not a man. And all of these little things that we come up with, and here's the thing, we really don't know anything. We don't know what that person is supposed to be looking like. Like I say all the time, as logical as y'all want to make God, he is so illogical.
Very.
And he typically sends the person, actually not typically, 100% of the time sends the person that is either a reflection of you or someone that is going to cause you to work on your flaws and bring them to light.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Those are 100% facts.
Okay. So, stop looking for the one that is, how can I say it, going to woo you, because he's not. He may. That might just be a part of his personality. Let me say that. However, is going to be someone where iron sharpens iron and is going to cause you to grow. If you have a person like that in your life, take a good look. That might be a sign that is your good thing. I'll put it that way.
Yes, thank you.
I wasn't going to say, I refuse to say.
That's your real ass.
No. That's your good thing. That's the one that whose headship you might supposed to be under. So that is my thoughts on it. I don't know, and this has actually been something on my heart for a while, but a couple of years ago, actually last year, there was this lady, and if some of y'all follow Married and Young on Facebook, they actually have a website called marriedandyoung.com. And I follow them. And so this young lady by the name of Rochelle Henry did an article last year called "What If God Doesn't Send Your Boaz?" And this is basically what we're trying to say as well. And she basically goes into outlining all of the different men in the Bible who also needed helpmeets.
Yes.
Boaz is not the only one. So he doesn't send you a Boaz. Whoop-de-doo. You're not equipped for Boaz. That's the bottom line. We don't know what issues Boaz had.
No.
He's human, so he had some. Okay? He grew up probably, more than likely, his mama is a prostitute, grew up in a whorehouse. Trust me, he got some. Okay? But if God doesn't send you a Boaz, like I said, he might be trying to send you a Solomon, or he might be trying to send you an Elijah. And she goes into it. Elijah, Jonah, Abraham, David, and she explains the type of characteristics that these men have. And a lot of times, ladies, we are missing out on our blessings because we are looking for God to show up in one way. And bottom line is, he's not going to show up in the way you expect him to. He never
You
does.
expect them to show up perfect, and none of them are perfect.
At all. Not even Boaz.
No. Not at all.
There's not one perfect person in the Bible. And that's what you expect. And I don't understand where did we get the expectation?
Because we don't know anything about him other than he had money.
But I don't even know why that equates to him being perfect.
Because he saved Ruth.
I'm like, yeah.
That's what I said. We have literally made it a fairy tale. If someone could cartoon it,
it would be Cinderella.
Yes, we have made
You're
it a
right.
fairy tale.
It would be Cinderella.
We've made it a fairy tale. So to us, Boaz is a prince, and he's perfect.
But if you have read your Bible, it says all have failed and come short. So trust me.
Last time I checked.
Trust me, there were some things about Boaz that Ruth probably was sitting over there like, my Lord, I'll give you these pearls back if you come at me.
Yes, the thing is we don't know, but we romanticize it so much. And like I said, made it. It is the Christian woman's personal fairy tale. It is. And you guys need to stop, especially if you consider yourself Christian. You've got to stop. I really need you to really be in your word for real and be reading.
Mm-hmm.
I really need you to be reading, sis, because no, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's not how that's supposed to go.
And you want to know something that's funny? I guarantee you that's how some of y'all think. Well, the Lord told me that was my husband. No, he didn't. Stop it. Cut it out. Because he don't talk to witches.
A lot of y'all, what just the Lord told me is just...
You just see something that looks nice and pretty and glittery. And, oh my God, he's just a good man. Yes, he is. He's not your good man.
Well, that's a word right there. He's somebody else's good man.
So don't touch it. How about that? He's a good man. He's not yours. So stop lusting, because that's lust. God didn't tell you that that was your man. Sit down.
Especially if he was somebody else. You were not told that.
Lies.
Especially if he's with someone else. No one didn't nobody tell you that, boo. No one said that to you. No.
So I get it. You're tired of being single. It can get lonely sometimes. You can still do it. Appreciate that man from a good distance. Thank God that there's still some out there. And pray for the woman that he is supposed to be with, that one comes to pass. And let your good thing find you. Whether he's Solomon, Elijah, or who do I want to say? Or Joseph? I don't know.
David?
Or Khalil. It could be Khalil from around the corner. That you just dismiss because it's Khalil and I've known him for forever. And, oh, that's just Khalil. And God's like, yeah, I've been dangling him there for 20 years. And you just choose to ignore it. So if you don't get married, it ain't my fault. It's yours. Okay? So that's my thoughts on that. But ladies, this is really about really being able to take your value back. Because a lot of y'all, if you really understood this story, you would understand your value. If you really understood what it means when he says he who finds a wife finds a good thing, you would understand your value and you would stop trying so hard to go and seek something that you don't have to seek.
And stop being lazy. That's my viewpoint on it. You're lazy. You want it easy. You want it add water, mix, and it's ready. And life is not like that. Neither is marriage. Mm-hmm. So if that is your thoughts on why you so desperately want a Boaz, I'm going to tell you, remain single until you get some spiritual maturity about yourself. Because no. It's not going to come easy. It's not going to come without struggle. It's two people becoming one every day. Dying to self every day. So, I would assume that you would know that if you are walking in your faith correctly. But,
the reality is a lot of us aren't. If we were, this probably would not have become the fairy tale that it has become.
Yes.
Tanisha just said something that I think a lot of y'all missed, so I'm going to bring it back. Spiritual maturity, not logic, not worldly maturity of thinking a man should show up this certain type of way or he should cater to you a certain type of way. When she is talking about doing the work, she is talking about doing the internal work within yourself as to why do I have these generational curses? How do I break them? Why do I respond to certain things like this? How do I change that? Lord, how do you change my heart posture towards you so that way once I'm fully submitted to you, then I can go and submit to your representative that you have sent to me for that person to be the head over our household. That is what she is talking about when she says spiritual maturity, because that is a mantle in itself. And we cheapen it. And that's why we're saying stop with the whole send me a Boaz when you, first of all, you don't know what you're asking for fully. You don't understand what you're asking for. Half of us don't even understand what we're asking for when we're asking for a husband to be sent to us. And then you're asking for a Boaz on top of all of that to be sent to you, who we don't even know what all issues he has. So you don't know what all demons he had, what all generational curses he had. So you don't even know if you, sweetie, are equipped to handle that.
Because it is on you to handle, helpmate.
Yes. So
it's going to be your job.
So stop asking for more work than what you are able to lift.
Or willing to lift.
Because Boaz could very well show up and be like, how do I want to say it? Which Medea movie is that? Yeah, I went to Medea. Medea movie where, Boaz could be the husband from Diary of an Angry Black Woman. It could have been like that. But no, he was generous. I guess that disqualifies that. But yeah. I'm just saying, what I'm trying to say is that you don't know what all back issues he might have had.
He could be a person who's just too giving.
And now here's Ruth trying to do the budget.
He could be too giving, always giving out his money.
And you're like, why we in debt? Oh, you gave some free stuff again.
You helping so-and-so out yet again. The point is you don't know what that comes with. You don't know the work that comes with. And it's going to come with work. And not only that, it comes with servitude. Mm-hmm. It comes with him being your physical Lord. But y'all don't want to hear that part. Yes, your husband is your Lord.
I'm just going to be quiet. Because she said a whole word. But y'all don't want to hear it, like she said. So, on that note, I really said everything I needed to say.
I'm done.
All right. T, where can they find you?
Facebook, Tanisha Williams, and Instagram at Styles by Tanisha J.
All right. And as always, loves, you can find me on Facebook or Instagram at Charmaine Kierst. Also, go and follow the blog, www.charmainesconfessions.com. If you're on Facebook, you can also follow She Laughs. We'd love to hear from you. Any questions, comments, topics, we'd love to hear it as always. But until next time, be blessed and we love you.
See you guys.